So, hey everyone, thanks for joining. We're going to be talking about behavior in children. We're going to be talking about nervous system states. And I want to tell you a story about my daughter, my youngest, and a situation that arose for us yesterday morning on the school run. So, hey everyone. So my youngest has a sensitive nervous system. So those of you who understand nervous systems and have done a little bit of research around this might understand what a sensitive nervous system is. Hi from Australia. Hi, Julie. So a sensitive nervous system, basically what that means is that compared to the normal nervous system, compared to a normal person, someone with a sensitive nervous system will receive more sensory information and from the world into their bodies from the world than other people, than people with a normal nervous system. So my youngest, for example, is very different to my eldest and myself. So when we're out, she will hear things that we don't hear, and it might frighten her, and she will see things that we don't see, and she'll feel things that we don't feel. For example, if I start driving too fast in the car, she feels that viscerally in her body and gets scared and asks me to slow down. If the music's too loud while I'm driving in the car, she gets scared because she won't be able to hear if a car is honking their horn. So I have to turn the music down. Because she receives that information as a warning sign, okay? And that's what our nervous system is constantly doing, scanning for danger. Scanning, is there a warning sign or a welcoming sign? Am I safe? Am I in threat? That's what we do all day long unconsciously. Our nervous system is doing that to protect us. So yesterday, there were road closures on the school commute. Now we live in like a country. They go to school in like the country area. So road closures in a country area is quite challenging. I was prepared for this, so we left early, but not early enough. And I dropped her sister off, and then I put in her school because she likes to track the time. And as soon as she saw that she wasn't going to get to school until 9:05, she literally burst into tears. She had no control over that. She burst into tears because what happens for her is she feels scared. And she feels scared because her nervous system is telling her that people will be looking at her, okay? People are going to be looking at her, and that's too much for her. Even though she's safe, it comes as a warning sign. So I had to pause, and I had to understand that she wasn't in control of this reaction, and all I could do in that moment was to see her and hear her and do my best to help her feel safe, because that's what was happening. Her nervous system was sending her a message that she wasn't safe. And so there's this term called neuroception. And I messaged Rachel yesterday, and I was telling her the story about Melody and how it was really tough for us that morning. And I was like, I need to support her on this. I need to do better, all of this stuff. And Rachel just reminded me, hey, everyone, thank you, everyone, for joining. Rachel just reminded me she has strong neuroception. And what that is it's different to perception, okay? Neuroception is your nervous system scanning unconsciously, okay? And that's what it is when we scan for warning or welcoming signs. And so she just receives more warning signs. That's all. And I bet there are a lot of you out there who receive more warning signs than welcoming signs. And your children who receive more warning signs than welcoming signs. And that's really difficult for us to understand and to process. So what I did with her was I let her know, I know it's hard for you. I know you're scared. I'm so sorry we're late. And as we got closer, the time started to go down. So it went down from 9:05 to 9:03, and that was helping her. And at one point it went down to 9, which is when the gates close. So she almost made it. But then it went back up to 9:03. I didn't try to stop her. I didn't try to change her. But what I did do was I said, okay, let's do some visualization. And I don't know how much she was listening, but I think she was listening a little bit. And I said, here's how it's going to happen. You're going to walk into school. You're going to walk past the office. You're going to go down the hallway. You're going to hang up your bag. You're going to go into your classroom. People are going to see you and they're going to smile at you because they're going to be glad that you're at school. So what I was trying to do is help her visualize the best case scenario instead of the worst case scenario, which her nervous system is preparing her for. What if everyone is in there and they're looking at me and they make faces or they wonder why I'm late? It's too much. It's too much to be seen. So I did that visualization with her 2 or 3 times. And she started to settle. Okay. I didn't try to rationalize with her. I wasn't rationalizing with her saying, you're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Why are you so upset? There's nothing like that. Just seeing her, I know it's scary. I know it's hard. I'm so sorry. Let's imagine the best case scenario. And we got to school and she walked in and she went down the hallway and she put up her bag and she walked into her classroom and she told me after school, she said, my friend smiled at me when I walked in. So that is now a memory in her. So it's a visceral experience that she had, and that's going to lock in the memory because she actually had a positive experience when she walked into the classroom and her friend smiled at her. So that created a positive experience for her. So that's going to be information for her in her nervous system. This resonates so much with my kids. Thank you. You're welcome. So this is how we want to start to look at our children and our children's behavior. We want to start to understand and attune to their nervous system state. And the only way we can do that is to understand and befriend our nervous system, to understand how we react in certain situations. And then we can start to understand people in our relationships, how they react. And over time, it gets easier to communicate, to be compassionate, to get curious, and to regulate in moments where our children or our partners or our colleagues are activating us. So that's my invitation to you, is how can you start to understand your state, the state of your nervous system? Are you regulated? Are you dysregulated? When you're dysregulated, do you go into fight or flight or freeze or fawn? So my youngest, she goes into flight. Okay, so she wants to hide. She wants to run away. She doesn't want to be seen, which is why she has this big reaction. So I was going to do a video, but I thought I would just come on here and face my discomfort and show up for you and tell you that story, because hopefully it'll resonate with some of you, and hopefully it'll offer a little bit of clarity around certain types of behaviors in children. All right, everyone. Let me see if there are any other questions here. Good stuff. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm going to say bye now, but please do go back and watch if you haven't been able to watch the live, and share it. Please share it, because we all need to start to understand how to work with our nervous system so we can understand how to work with our emotions, because that's the most important thing for humans to do on this planet, is to work with our emotions. That's why we're here. That's what makes us different to other animals, is that we have emotions and we can work with them. how it really resonates. My partner does not understand and gives my, oh yeah, yes, listen, I hear you. I hear you. It's really tricky for this information to land with some people, because for so long we've been conditioned to believe that children are naughty, that children are bad, that they should just calm down and stop crying. So what I'll do is I'll put in the caption some really great authors, some really great books that you can present to your partners so they can start to really understand what's happening with behavior in their children. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.